and our James Pike has come and sat down with Matt Stallknecht.
From one Syracuse native to another, we're now joined in the booth by Matt Stallknecht, who comes home with the P3 finish for NASCAR folk. They had a few in this race, and Matt, it seemed like you found your groove in plate racing really early. It seemed like there was an innate sense of how to control these lanes, how to keep yourself at the front. Did you put any practice time into this in the sim, or was this just a case of you've seen enough, you've done it enough, you know what you need to do, and all you needed to do was execute?
Yeah, no doubt. I try to do is, it's kind of hard to practice, obviously kind of restrictor plate, super speedway style racing on the sim. But I mean, yeah, I've always had a passion for this style of racing, going back, 8-9 years now playing on iRacing, and have really enjoyed it and have always viewed it as a super fun form of racing that I get really excited about, and have always really gotten into the nuance of it. So yeah, super fun night, and definitely a crazy battling Kyle up there all race long.
You saw, I think, more of the madness up front than anybody else. From your perspective, throughout this race, it seemed like people never let up the intensity all that much. It might have ebbed and flowed a little bit, but it didn't follow the pattern of a traditional plate race where you do tend to get lulls in the middle. How tough was that? Just having to go, I would say, at least 80 to 85% mentally for the entire 80-plus laps.
No, I think you nailed it. I mean, I was kind of thinking for those first few laps, we had Kyle, myself, and a few others up front, and we were being pretty orderly, and then I think we had that first caution, and then after that, I mean, people were working both lanes, and Kyle and myself were kind of the first ones to kind of start working both lanes, and once drivers were kind of going up and down and kind of doing the elevator routine up top, it was hard to get everybody to calm down, because once drivers would start blocking that top lane, which had so much momentum coming from the top, it would shuffle the field up, and that would just create more runs. And then once that kind of that routine starts, it's hard to get everybody calmed down, and it's a short race too, and I think that's a pretty big factor. I mean, once we hit about 40 to go, I think everybody knew that you needed to maintain track position and do whatever you could to kind of maintain where you could up front. So yeah, I think that was by far a way more intense race up front than I anticipated it was going to be.
It's a slightly different kind of racing next week, though there are some similarities between the Cup cars at Talladega that we saw tonight and the trucks at Las Vegas, which will be featured next Monday night. So what do you carry over from Talladega into Vegas? What sort of momentum, experience, what do you take from this race to make you a little bit better out in the desert next Monday night?
Yeah, I don't know if you can really carry a ton over. Just to your point, just kind of due to the nature of the differences between those two styles of track. But I think more than anything else, there's going to be a drafting component, obviously up front at Vegas. We know that with the trucks and how the trucks are kind of performing in this particular package that we have right now in this build on the game. So I think the guys that you saw tonight that were really able to manage traffic really well, I do think they'll be able to carry a little bit of an advantage going into that race for sure. But beyond that, I think just aggression. I think aggression was rewarded, I think, for the most part tonight, especially with the fast repairs. So the guys that were able to kind of get up front, maintain their track position, be super aggressive, and making passes, creating space on the racetrack and all that kind of stuff. I think there's going to be an element of that for sure at Vegas next week.
Should be a lot of fun to watch. Should be a lot of fun to race. Congratulations on your podium, Matt, and we look forward to seeing you next Monday night from Las Vegas.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all you do.
That's Stallknecht P3 tonight in the Brian Shock Technology 200, the season opener for Monday night racing at Talladega Super Speedway.